Welcome to DevCast episode 2. Last episode we left you all on a cliffhanger and said it would be something special. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Shy.
And today we truly meant what we said. We have something special for you all. So today we're going to be talking about our transition, about how life just boom, turned upside down on us because it was the unexpected. And in life you have to understand that unexpected things will happen. There will be obstacles thrown your way. When you become an adult, when you're a kid, you always think to yourself, man, I can't wait till I'm out of the house, till I don't have to deal with my mom or dad anymore, till I have my own money, till I can buy my own things. And then you become an adult and you're like, well, life has a lot of things that I never expected. So baby, I want you to tell them all of how my story affected you and how my story made our lives change drastically forever, and the reason why we are able to be where we are at today and have this beautiful podcast room set up and be so blessed by the blessings of God. So go ahead, baby, tell them.
All right, I'm going to start from the very beginning. First of all, as y'all know, if you did watch episode 1, you know our backstories and where we came from practically, and how it all started between me and my husband. And basically, now we're gonna get all into the plot. We basically one day, a Monday morning, as the husband always tells people, one Monday morning he just found out that he's gonna get kicked out of the military. All because of one little incident. But we'll get into that. He'll spill all that. And basically, when we found that out, you know, as a female who's just emotionally driven, the anxiety, the emotions, everything was high because all I knew my whole entire life was San Diego, California. That was my whole 22 years of existing and living. That's the only place I've ever known because that's where I'm from. Born and raised, California always will have my heart, but it's not a place that I ever wanted to be at for the rest of my life. So what I will say is that this actually kind of worked in our favor because we've always discussed, from maybe months into our relationship, we discussed, like, I knew he was from down south, and then when we took a trip down south, it was like, you just know when you want to be somewhere forever and raise your kids at forever. And so down south was the best decision for us, but what I will say is it wasn't the right timing, as you were to say. Like, for us, we were planning on it, but not this soon. We were supposed to have 2 more years left in California, and the military and the universe and God had different plans for us, and that's okay. You know, like, it led us to be where we're at today. And basically we moved from California to Alabama, our new home, and I would say I love it very much compared to California just because of, like, the hospitality. What do you think about Alabama so far, baby?
Well, baby, I'm loving it out here, right? Like we said, our life turned upside down. The unexpected happened. I expected to be in the military for 2 to 3 more years. And it just didn't pan out that way. Life didn't pan out that way. Now, guys, I gotta get closer in. Because listen, I want you all to understand. Whenever you're a kid, whenever you're a teenager, I never saw myself in the military. But when I turned 18, I had to make a decision. Straight out of high school, college, go into debt, or join the military, which pays for college. Do my 5 years and get out. That was the plan. Little did I know that I would actually hate and love the military at the same time. I developed this crazy relationship, so I decided I'm going to re-enlist. And when I re-enlisted, I was only with her for a few months during the time. And during that time is like, you know how you have to pick orders if you've ever been in the military. To my military members out there, you're over here trying to work out all the details with the detailer. You're trying to make sure I'm staying in this location. Because I don't know if this girl that I just met and life has been so great with her, I don't know if she's going to come with me after only knowing me for 3 or 4 months.
Well, we talked about it, remember? When he was choosing his orders, we had a long discussion about it, where we wanted to go, and he was all about Florida and this and that. And at the time, I was 21, right? 21?
Yeah.
And I was like, holy, I do not want to leave San Diego. Like, I'm not ready. I just want to stay here a little bit longer to prepare me and my family for me leaving. So that was like our main reasoning behind wanting to stay in San Diego just for a few more years.
Exactly. So I did the impossible. I re-enlisted. I got what I wanted. I became a tactical data link instructor. That was the whole purpose, the whole course. I was so happy. Graduated from the school, and my last month, I was on board the USS Steedham. I was on board a DDG. My last month, my TikTok started popping off, and I started posting videos in military uniform. I was kind of making fun of military stereotypes, especially Navy, you know, the whole Five Guys thing. If you want to look at my TikTok, you can see all of my old videos. And that started to pop off and take off drastically. So I decided, you know, I passed instructor school. Why not continue my social media? My social media is doing well, it's growing. I started having these little self-talks in my car, recording them. But lucky but dumb me decided to wear my command uniform because I was already in my military uniform, right? So I decided to wear that, and the new command that I was at, you know, they did not like the perspective of me being honest about what the military really was. They did not like me saying that 99% of the time we sit around doing nothing. I'm not saying there isn't times when everything is dramatic and you are fumbling and trying to get everything into place. Like, I'm not saying that it's not hard or that it's an easy job. Just saying, whenever you're in port, especially on shore duty, as we all know, in the Navy, it's very easy. And as we all know in the Navy, a lot of things can be so right and in place and then go wrong at any time. And in the Navy, we all know that there's illogical leadership. So I was speaking the truth, you know? And I took accountability for that.
Sorry to cut you off, baby, but he's very passionate about this Navy stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. It's 6 years in the military, right? And like, I have accomplished everything. I got my surface warfare enlisted pin. I was an E5. I was actually ecstatic to be an instructor because I love helping people. I love teaching people. So I was very highly praised about this. And everybody from my last command knew that I was an intelligent sailor, that I was always their go-to guy. My chief really complimented me on that as well. My old chief warrant officer complimented me on that as well. Well, new command didn't like that I said leadership was illogical. I wasn't talking about specific leadership. I was just talking about memories of the past. Simply, right? They didn't like that I talked about not doing anything really because we wasn't doing anything. We're sitting in the office on our phones, right?
He'd be texting me all day.
Exactly.
That's how I can confirm.
Up on ChatGPT, you know, trying to better myself. Crazy thing is, I got DRB, that's so I NJP'd for this, right? At my new training command. They didn't like it. I took accountability. I sat in that chair, laid back, watched my videos in my dress whites, thinking to myself like, damn, I really said that? That is a little bizarre. That is a little crazy, but I looked that captain straight in the eyes and I told him, look, I'm a man of my word and I believe what I said. And I mean every single word that I said. D-ranked. D-ranked. Okay, now I'm at E4, but I'm still married. I'm still making my money. Life is great. For 9 months, life is great. Right? But they didn't like the fact that I was resilient, that I was a man. They're trying to demote masculinity. This world hates a masculine man, a man who stands up for themselves. Anytime you talk, I brought up the black and white. I brought out the manual course martial manual, the Navy manual. I brought out the Milstead. I brought out everything, the Mills per min. Like, I even went to legal. I went to the JAG officer. 03 could not D-rank at E5, so I challenged that. It went all the way up to NETC. NETC denied my appeal just based off of command guidance. So, can a 03 D-rank at E5? I'm still wondering that myself to this day. I don't know. But according to the law, I don't think so, right? And they hated that I appealed that. And in this appeal message, the Commodore, which I'm not going to say names, but the Commodore basically stated that I'm a man who thinks that I'm always right. somebody who never met me, somebody who never known me, but judged me profusely off of my social media content, in which really I was just making social media content to be honest with these kids who are in high school, have no clue what they're doing. There's going to be a recruiter that reaches out to them and promises them all these great things because the military is a business. I'm not a business. I'm just an honest human who grew up in the South, poor, right? Basically, you might as well closest thing to homeless as possible. So I'm going to be true, raw, and honest with everybody in my life. So that's what I was doing in military uniform. I understand when you work for somebody, when you talk honesty about the organization, they don't like that. They want you to be all golly about the worst possible scenarios in life, right? So I understood that. And 9 months later, the Commodore pulls up to my command, and we're having a brief. And although he said all these derogatory things about me, all these bad things about me in the NJP appeal, which were not professional and were unnecessary, whenever he was doing this brief, because we went to a briefing that morning, I was like, he doesn't seem like that bad of a dude. I couldn't imagine this dude, saying that to me. But as we all know, bosses act very differently in front of people than they do behind closed doors. They say a lot of things in front of people that they wouldn't say behind closed doors. Then you get to see who they really are as a person. Monday morning, man, Captain wants to see you. The Commodore wants to see you. I'm like, see me? I feel my heart doing this. I'm like, what's he want to see me for? But I kind of figured, I walked in that office, I sat down. He's over here telling me, we're going to separate you. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, he is so adamant about getting rid of me, like I'm the worst person in the world. They were separating me for severe misconduct, which is things like rape, sex, like all of these crazy things, extreme drug use. But because I had social media, a general guidance order, hey, calm down. The dog is going crazy right now. Calm down. Go lay down.
Just ignore Rosie. She loves to play.
Yeah, Rosie, our dog. But he's hitting me with all of these things, and he's trying to make me feel like I'm a bad person, like I've done something crazily wrong. And now I'm looking at these AdStep paperworks, and because I'm at 5 years, 11 months, so they did this purposefully, right? Because once you hit 6 years, you can request a court-martial. Because I created a video, which I went to a legal JAG for, literally stating, and they said that my video did not violate the DOD 5419 or whatever it is, whatever that policy is. I think that's what it is, the social media policy. It did not violate anything. I was not in military uniform, and I was showing the manual course martial manual and asking and seeking for legal advice. They used that as a stepping stone. First the NJP, which I got deranked for social media, and then that, they said that I willfully disobeyed my captain's orders. What were his orders? Don't go posting on social media in military uniform, which I did not do, and I stated that. So from my old command, the only thing you could do at this point was character statements, witness statements. From my old command, I'm over here, I'm Chief Warrant Officer, my old divos, my old chiefs. I have all of these people vouching for me, all these high-ranking officials, all these people who actually know who I am, not one person judging me who doesn't know me, who no matter what I had to say to him, no matter how much I tried to stand up for myself and try to get him to understand, he didn't want to hear it. He said I better find something else because this job's not for me. The job I sold at for 6 years was not for me. Had to go home and tell my wife that day. My wife...
Okay, sorry to cut you off, baby, but I just want to say, from my perspective, when I was home, I'm a nosy wife, and I'd be looking at his location when he's at work, because when he goes off from the base that he's supposed to be on, I'm like, okay, something's wrong. And I just remember seeing his location at the opposite base that's on the other side, where all like the ships are at and everything like that. And I'm like, oh God, like something is wrong, and I just know it, and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm texting him, and he's not messaging me back, and I'm like, oh my God, like, he's getting kicked out. I already prepared myself for that, like, and as a spouse, you're, like, you have to really just follow your husband's lead. Like, you really don't have a choice, because you kind of signed up for it when you choose to marry someone in the military, because that's just how it works. Like, you guys are a pack and you guys come as a pack. And so I just remember seeing that text from him maybe like 30 minutes later after me texting him like, are you okay? Is everything good? And he basically like didn't tell me but told me like he's basically getting kicked out. And so then in my head I started spiraling and I'm like, oh my gosh, like life's gonna change. We're gonna have to leave San Diego. Like this is just hell. And I just had no clue what to like think or where to go from there because we never had a backup plan. Like usually you prepare for things like this because you know it's coming, and we honestly had no clue it was coming. Like we wanted to believe like wholeheartedly that he wasn't going to get kicked out just because of the law. And that's how you know, I'm sorry, but that's how you know the military is just messed up all the way around. And I personally, I loved the military and I appreciated the people, you know, serving our country and everything like that. But when you become a spouse of somebody who's in the military, you understand more in depth of what they do and how it actually operates. And that's when like I was just like, I don't mess with the military no more. Like I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like how they run things. I don't like that they're supposed to be like government based and everything like that. It doesn't seem like it to me. But that's no shame to everybody who loves to be in the military, serve our country. Appreciate y'all a lot, but that's just not for us. It's not for our family. And if you guys really want to know the truth, we're doing 20 times better with him not in the military and us out of San Diego.
Yep, we 100% are. And look, this isn't a diss to the military. I like being in the military as much as, like I said, as much as I hated it, I loved it at the same time because the military isn't a job. It's a life. It's a lifestyle. You have to change crazy. You have crazy amounts of change, and it made me into the man that I am today. I met so many people who brought me up. I met a lot of people that I really just didn't like, to be honest with you, but that's any job, isn't it? But when I look at my friends who went to college who had different career paths, and then I look at the path that I'm on and the way that I think mentally in my mindset, I'm like, I wouldn't change any of those struggles that I went through. I wouldn't change who I am as a person. I would not have changed the job. I'm so glad that I went to the military, met the people that I met, and did the things that I did because, I mean, look at everything that I got out of it. And look at my job now. Now I'm doing missile defense, you know, with the Missile Defense Agency, and life is great. We went from the little loft apartment in San Diego, the little studio, from sleeping on my friend's barrack room floor to now I'm in a 4-bedroom house. I have a podcast studio. I have a fenced-in yard. I have this beautiful dog who's made her appearance because she's so nosy and can't stay away from her parents. I have so much in life. I have my Ford Mustang, my Ford Raptor.
As you can tell, we love Fords.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine a life that didn't go this way. And I'm luckily financially where I can help out friends, or I can help out my parents, or I can help out others, or I can help out and provide a beautiful life for me and my wife. Because at the end of the day, family is what's important. Family is what matters. But what I was getting to with getting the ad set, imagine having to go home that day, no plan. How am I going to tell this to my wife? How am I going to tell my wife, because of my mistakes as a man, because I was being, you know, honest, but I wasn't being, what's the word for it? I wasn't being clean with it, I guess. I wasn't being careful with what I was saying online. I wasn't thinking before I was posting. And because of that reason, because of my mistakes as a man, I had to go home and tell my wife, who's lived in San Diego all 22 years of her life, that she can no longer be close to her family, in which she's a family gal. She loves her family. She can no longer be close to them. She can visit them on plane rides, you know, once or twice a year. But not only that, now your husband is going to be unemployed. I'm the main breadwinner in the relationship. What are we going to do? And I've got hit with so many blows in my life. And we could talk about those on another episode, especially with the military. The military was always screwing me around. I got hit with so many blows that my mindset adaptability soon became, I whenever I'm faced with a challenge or a struggle, I don't sit there, whine, pout, or cry. As a man, I think, what is the next move? What can I do to take action? Because action is the only thing that's going to make things happen. So what did I do? Immediately started building my resume, copied my resume out. Everything I've done in the Navy, I was listing and labeling out. Just like with the character statements when I got all those. I was always fighting battles this last year and a half. Regardless, built that resume, started applying to all these different contracting companies, started getting interviews. Boom, got a job lined up. Job out here in Alabama. Now we're living so much better. And that's why I always tell you, when things happen in life that seem like the worst things possible, really it's just God leading you to a better path. It's God taking you off the journey that you're on because you're not on the right journey. It's just a path in your life, but then you get blown to the right path.
Well, like I said in episode 1, I believe in this saying so greatly that everything happens for a reason. And that's why me leaving my family, it was hard. Like, I cried many days in a row because I love my family with my whole entire being. Like, that is the reason I exist, is because of my family. And that's why I keep going every single day and push myself to be even greater every single day. And the fact that, like, you know, as a woman, you're just hit with so many things at once. But as, like, you know, it's just, you have to keep going no matter what life throws at you. And as much as I want to, like, just ball up and cry and just not even be here no more because life is so freaking hard and everybody knows it, there's so much to live for and, like, see out there. And so that's why, as a female, that's why I keep going, because we have so much life to build and create, and we would love to share that with everybody because people can relate. Like, people can relate on his military stuff. People can relate on my civilian side of just, like, the unknown, and you're just kind of just going with the flow, you know? So we just want to be able to share our story with everybody and see who can relate and hear everybody else's stories, because I love hearing other people's stories. Like, I'm nosy. So if y'all got something to tell us, you could tell us, and we would be so glad to respond and tell y'all what we think, honestly.
That's the epitome of what DevCast is about. Guys, we understand that everybody has struggles. We understand how many struggles me and her have been through in life. We understand that to be relevant is to be relatable. And we felt our story could be so relatable and so interesting that we're going to do this DevCast thing. Because in life, you have to understand, a lot of people will never even post a video. A lot of people are scared what other people think. A lot of people don't know what they actually want out of life. We figured, this is what we want to do. We love talking. We think we have a beautiful relationship. We think that our life is unique. I think everybody's life is unique, but our life especially, it just seems like in our 20s, we're the ones that have gotten it together. And we both come from two very different families.
Our families are very, if you were to say, broken. And
I didn't want to say it, but
that's basically what it is. It's like, we love our parents, our siblings to death. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's okay to admit that you come from a broken family, you know? But look how we turned out. We're still okay. Maybe mentally a little messed up, but, you know, as long as you can get through life and build something, that's all that matters. And just like I always even tell my siblings, like, I root for everybody in my life. Like, his family is my family is his, right? Because when you get married, everything gets combined. No matter if you want it to or not, it does. And our families aren't the greatest, but at the end of the day, do we love them to death? 100%. Like,
yeah, exactly. And, you know, my family, my mom waited until I was 18 to leave my dad because my mom didn't want me to grow up in a broken family. She didn't want me to have divorced parents. And I will forever love and appreciate my mom for that. And some of my other siblings didn't see it that way. But I always understood. I was always stoic, and I understood, like, my mom really stuck it out for a man that she had love for. Don't get me wrong, but the romance wasn't there. People become comfortable. People start doing things separately. They start becoming independent, but living in the same house due to comfortability. It happens, right? And my dad was always very a non-emotional person. Fast forward, I'm in the Navy. You know, I come back maybe once every 1 to 2 years, and I constantly see a little drift and change. My dad gets surgery. He gets hernia surgery. He's never the same again. He loses his job. I lost my sister on my 2023 deployment. My mom started having anxiety, PTSD. That's why she was doing the Vyvanse and Adderall and stuff that I was telling you, because she got prescribed with depression. And like I said, life throws all of these obstacles at you. It's all about how you handle them and all about your perspective. You can either be pessimistic or optimistic. I've always tried to be optimistic in the worst case scenario, because it's just a chapter in another journey that life is handing you, right?
Okay, but yeah, as everybody knows, like he's very, how do you say it? Logically driven, and not every man out there is like that, you know? Like you're lucky to meet somebody like him, but it's okay to like feel your feelings. And I think if you're going through stuff in life, feel every single feeling. Like that's all I can say is if you don't feel all of your feelings, even if it's not in that moment, but day by day you just really reflect on how you're feeling, or you write down your feelings, it'll get better. Like you'll learn to live with it. And I know that doesn't sound good, but trust me, it's better to live with it than keep it inside, balled up, and then all of a sudden you just break on somebody and you start cussing someone out for no reason. So if you are going through something in life, write it down, or just feel your feelings and reflect by yourself or with somebody, whatever works for you, honestly. Because what I did is I would write it down and reflect with myself, because I'm very just to me, you know, I'm very to myself. Even though I share everything with him, it's like sometimes you need to just reflect by yourself and understand who you are as a person, right?
Yes. Have you ever heard Rod Wave, Call Your Friends? The message and intention behind that song.
I love it.
Exactly. The message and intention behind that song is 100% true. Your friends, everybody has different perspectives of people, but your friends who are your best friends who have known you for years, people don't really change their baseline demeanor, right? So they know whenever you're acting strange, whenever you're acting different, whenever you're silent, they know that something's up. Your closest family members, they know when something is different about your energy.
Okay, my dad, I just want to say, y'all, like, my dad is on point with my emotions for some reason. Mm-hmm. And every time I go over there, if like I'm feeling sad or something, I try to just, you know, be uplifting and everything. And he's like, "What's wrong?" Before I even walk through the damn door.
Our dad's like a fortune teller. It's like,
it's ridiculous.
It's like a sonic sound wave just traveling all the way over there to his little house, man. Like, as soon as his daughter has a problem, he's like, ring, ring. Hey, baby, is something bothering you, my girl?
Yeah,
that's how you be talking.
I'm close with both of my parents.
He's cool. I love her dad. He's real chill, laid back. You know,
like I'm close with both of my parents, but my dad is for sure more emotionally driven, and he's the one who can just feel all your emotions from 1,000 miles away. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But I love them. I love both of my parents to death with my whole entire being.
It's like a shark when they smell blood in the water. He be coming, but it's problems instead, you know? But, yeah, man. You know, it's crazy because her dad's the emotionally driven one, and then her mom's the one that was the breadwinner. She's nursing.
She's just hardworking,
dedication.
Like my mom loves to win in life. If that's how you want to put it, that's literally my mom is... She loves to win in life, and all she wants is success for not only herself, but her kids. And she has, 4 daughters, and she wants success for all of us. And that's why me and my siblings, like, we really cherish our mom, because she's shown us what success is and what you can build. And whereas my dad, he's shown us how to be emotionally driven and how to show your emotions and be vulnerable. And so I would say, personally, for me, since I'm close with both of my parents and I understand both of their sides because I'm grown now, so I have no resentment towards them at all for everything that I've been through and stuff like that. I've learned to just forgive. You can't forget, but you can forgive and move on with life. And I've learned that that's important just because I don't ever want someone that I love the most to leave and then all of a sudden we left on bad terms. Like that, I can't live with myself with that because that's happened to me before, prior, with a close friend who passed away. Rest in peace to him. And I just want to know, I just want to tell y'all, just don't ever leave on bad terms with people. Our relationship, even if we're so angry at each other, we are just going back and forth. We never yell at each other or fight that bad, but we go back and forth and we have disagreements. And one thing I will say is we will never go to sleep angry. And I know some people do, and personal preference, whatever you guys prefer, but we will never go to sleep angry. We have to talk it out, and if it takes a couple hours, we will talk those couple of hours and figure it the hell out and understand each other's sides, and then all of a sudden we're back in good gracious and we can go to sleep.
Yep, that's basically how it works. No, what really works is I tell her I'm the man in the relationship.
No.
I wear a size 10, if you wear a size 7.
No.
Who has the bigger feet?
Not.
Who's getting stepped on who? Because I don't think a 7's beating a 10, my girl. But no, really, truthfully, if you want a relationship to last, everybody speaks loyalty. They think their partner's going to cheat on them. The true, God all be honest solution is communication. Mm-hmm. It's hard to be mad at people who take accountability and who can communicate well. When you can truly understand your partner and understand their feelings and their emotions or why they're acting away, because humans, we have good days, we have bad days. Our hormones fluctuate up and down.
Oh,
women more so
females.
than men. Yeah, see? So it's understanding your partner, understanding their emotions, understanding what they're going through, and why they may be taking it out on you or why they may be acting a certain way that day. Sometimes you have to take a step back and look at them and be like, I hate you right now.
Yeah. Sometimes
but there's
you
love.
Think about that. Yeah.
I hate you right now. But my logical side kicks in. I'm like, she's not really mad at me. She's not really saying these disrespectful things because she hates me. Obviously, she loves me. She's saying them because there's something else, some other demon pulling her emotions, and she doesn't know how to react and respond to them. So whenever I say something as a joke, because it's joking, stop looking at me that way, it's joking.
His sarcasm doesn't sound like sarcasm. Okay, if y'all were wondering.
Of course. What I'm getting to, basically the point is, you have to understand your partner, and the only way you can do that is through viable communication. Right, baby?
Oh, yeah. See, okay. It's you're not always like this, right? We're not always we're going to communicate right away, but in that day is when we'll figure it out, right? And sometimes you need a second to gather your thoughts and understand the other person, and then you can come together and talk. And that's kind of how we do things, but it just depends, whatever it is or whatever the subject is. But what I will say is, at the end of the day, you know your love for someone, and if you truly love them and you want to figure it out, you kind of just process, understand where they're coming from, you both say your sides, and then that's it. It's not anything to where oh, I'm gonna 100% agree with you. We never 100% agree with each other. If I'm being raw and honest, never 100% agree with each other. But at the end of the day, we come to terms with whatever it is, and we come to terms that we both have different sides, but they're both valid.
Sometimes they're both valid.
I feel like my thoughts are always valid.
There has to be
some the wife is always right.
Or type of validity in the concept, in the context. I was just gonna say, you know how people are stuck in their ways, and this is where arguments arise, right? When we go out, this is the stupid stuff that we'll argue about 2 years into our marriage.
Well, I'm very okay, but let me just give a little backstory. Like, I'm very OCD driven. I love things a certain way, and it's just the thing that really just carries on is I love things a certain way, and he's very the total opposite.
Man and woman, we're just biologically different. We have to understand that. It's 2026, come on. We have to have some sort of agreement. Men, we're more sloppy, we're more messy, more laid back. We care less about things, and we're very work-oriented and driven. Well, some of us are. I know a few that aren't.
Yeah, it depends.
It depends. But the stupid stuff that we'll argue about, because we never have real serious arguments. We'll have arguments like, we'll go out, and then she brings up something, and it just irritates me. She's like, oh, baby, we have to go to Costco today. I'm like...
Well, mind you, as a female, we love going to shop, even if we don't buy something. And he's all like, oh, well, we don't really need to go there today. No, like, we need to go there today because I'm cooking. I'm missing this ingredient, so I need to go get it. So, like, y'all understand, like, married couples, you guys understand that this is a real thing.
Why is she not? My thing is, why is she not bringing up before we leave the house? We're going to the gym on a routine.
Well, as a female, you think about it and, like, all of a sudden, it's like the thought comes up and you're like, wait, oh my God, I'm forgetting something.
I'll have two hands on the steering wheel, driving, GPS on, straight back home to the address. And all of a sudden she hits me with, baby, we gotta go to Walmart today. I'm like, Walmart? What we gotta go to Walmart for? Oh, I need a seasoning for this chicken. You wanna eat, don't you? Like I do, okay, but I'll eat it without seasoning at this point.
You're not. Because, you know what, though? I just want to say, don't take offense to this, baby.
I'm already offended.
But it's like, he does say no to me, but almost like 90% of the time he says yes to me. So it's like I have to ask because I'm like, please say yes, please say yes.
Yep. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah, and so like even though I get offended when he does say no, the 10% of the time, my heart breaks a little bit, but the 90% overweighs the 10%. You know?
I just don't understand why females, well, my wife in general, I don't know about females. I don't understand why they're so inefficient. They gotta stop at Walmart, Target, Costco. They gotta go to 5 different places to get the same things that they could have got from the first place. Because and then she has the audacity, don't cut me off, she has the audacity to tell me, the one who's spending all my money, oh baby, it's cheaper over here.
I'm trying to save
I don't care.
I'm
not driving 20 miles to go over there to get something for 50 cents less.
No, it's a few dollars.
A few dollars. Yeah, and gas is
as
so
a female, it goes a long way. Like you're just like, okay, a few dollars, baby. Like let's go over here a few miles away.
20 minutes away is a few miles.
He's dramatic because he drives all the time. But like I volunteer myself to drive if he wants me to. But the dude don't ever want me to, so who's driving us? Him. Okay?
There's a gift and a curse right there, man. Gift and a curse.
But you know what? Females, maybe some men out there will understand too. If you got OCD and everything, you understand that, like, you just need a certain thing from a certain place. If you get it from somewhere else, it's illegal. Like, it feels illegal. It feels wrong. Okay? Because Costco is my bestie, but only for the big things. And then for the small things like condiments and stuff, I love me. Walmart, Target, Food for Less, all that stuff. So it just depends.
Look, I guess I have to agree with her at this point, right?
Yeah, because I have good reasons.
Validity in everything that she says. That's what marriage is coming to terms. That's what relationships are about. It's about coming to terms, coming to acceptance and understanding each other, as we've said. Now, Since I've grown up, 6 years since high school, been through a lot of different situationships. A lot of people who said they'd have your back didn't have your back. To now I'm in this beautiful marriage. When I look around me at my friends, about what they're doing in life, about their relationships, it makes me start to think to myself, where are they going wrong? Because I used to relate so much, but then you start taking a different path and focusing on yourself and your marriage, and life just changes so much. You used to play sports, football, basketball. You used to be so passionate. You used to have all this energy, and now life is just repetitive. 9 to 5 routine, work, go home, eat, shower, gym, sleep, repeat. So we built DevCast, right? Mm-hmm. And in our next episode, in episode 3, we're not going to leave you on a cliffhanger this time. Episode 3, we're going to dive deep into relationships, into our friends' lives, about our perspectives of them. And I know they're going to see the video if they like me that much.
Well, and like, also probably let you guys know in deeper of where we exactly came from, because as much as we came from 2 broken families, at the same time, like, we did grow up very, very differently.
We did. And we're going to dive into that. Mm-hmm. We're going to dive into our friends' relationships, our perspectives. We've already dove into our relationship. You all understand a better understanding of who we are as individuals, who we are as a couple, as a dynamic, as a team. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just want to leave this off with my very last message. Life is what you make it. Mm-hmm. Think about that deeply. Really take that in. Life is what you make it. All these excuses, all of these things that happen to you, they happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, as Babe said earlier in this podcast. And if you want to know what that reasoning is, then feel free to join us on episode 3. And as always, same table, different conversation. And remember, take it easy.
That was perfect. That was so good.
We killed it.
That was so good.